right, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to Hair Metal Revolution. We're here. We're taking the music back and giving it the respect that it deserves. Today, we're talking about the topic gatekeepers. So, we're probably going to get deep in certain conversations. And of course, whoever comes here live, and I usually do my live shows on Tuesdays and Friday, but I had to shift some things around this week. So I'm doing a live show, of course, right now on a Wednesday, and I'm also be doing a special live show on Sunday with little man. Hold on, I'm sorry about that. You know, when you drink some coffee, right? you know, you have your coffee and it goes down the wrong pipe. That sometimes that's what happens. You know, um so again, there's gonna be a special live show this Sunday with Flickering Box, another channel who I totally respect. I respect the person on Flickering Box because he's honest about the music. This is about this show. We're honest. We're not sponsored. We're not paid by, I don't know, the commercials that you see goes to YouTube, does not go to me. The only thing I have turned on is if people want to subscribe to the channel, want to like join the channel, because I believe that I have to earn your trust, earn your respect. So I don't want money from ads. Don't want none of that. You know, somebody wants to subscribe to the channel, that means I earn your trust, and you're liking the channel enough to subscribe. That's why. You know, the commercials that you see is because of YouTube. Gatekeepers. I don't know what your age group is. If you grew up through the 80s and 90s, of course, you all heard the word gatekeepers. Anybody who follows Eddie Trunk, you know, he has a show on Sirius Radio. You know, he talks about, gatekeepers that in the 80s, they had gatekeepers. Now it's like the Wild Wild West. YouTube channels, everything's like Wild Wild West. Like, do we need gatekeepers? Do we not need gatekeepers? So that's the conversation that we're going to have. Because are gatekeepers a good thing or are they a bad thing? It's I guess it's how you look at it, right? This is why we're going to have this hard conversation. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to get real about our YouTube channels now are trying to take over being the gatekeeper. Like, hey, this is my content. You can only watch it through me, because YouTube has changed a lot. A lot of you who are older, who's been on YouTube forever, you know what I'm talking about. This is not my first original channel here. This was an offset channel that I had. I had a lot of other channels. I have a subwoofer soundbar connected to my phone through Bluetooth under settings. I love you, my friend. I love you, my friend. I love you. All right. Hello, all. Hello, all. I love everybody here. Okay. So I've been on YouTube for a long time. I've been in different communities. I've been part of, again, anybody knows me, I am a veteran. I am a disabled veteran. I am actually medically retired. Doing this show, for me, I love it because music makes me happy. Talking about the music that I love is like the best cure you can ever have. For like mental health and stuff. Doing this show, talking to you guys, it's like you guys are my therapist. You guys are my therapist. This man here, he's my therapist. This person here is my therapist. I love talking to you all. You guys are my therapist. This is why I love coming on here. And anybody knows me knows that I don't want to. I'll do a few pre-recorded shows here and there if I have to, but I always feel that show needs to be live. It needs to be real. Right? Mistakes are going to happen. That's what rock and roll. That's what live music is about. That's why you go to live shows, right? Not pre-recorded tapes, so they can learn how to pre-dance and do all that. We go to live shows because we love how real it is, the mistakes. Even I remember seeing Poison. Um, it was the what tour was it? A Flesh and Blood tour in Fresno, California. CC DeVille was running up the steps. He actually fell and hit the ground. He went to the crowd like he was hurting, but he played the show. Mistakes happen, right? But we all know mistakes happen, and we all love it. You know, we're all there. We all love it. It's fantastic. Okay, so when I was on YouTube for so many years, I used to be in communities where they do research for the Sasquatch, they do research for the UFOs, they do research for paranormal. I love that stuff. I love research. I love researching. Yeah, 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 yeah. I still remember that. It was Flesh and Blood in Fresno. He's going up the steps and he fell down, hit his hands, and but that's rock and roll. Mistakes are gonna happen. That's why we go, right? Not everything is perfect. I remember CC going to the crowd like he wasn't like hiding it. He's like, "Hey, I fell. I'm sorry. I fucked up. I'm going to give you an extra longer guitar solo." So it was all great. It was during his solo part of the show, so it didn't happen during a song where they have to redo the song. But hey, mistakes happen, right? We all make mistakes. It's just some people won't let you live down if you make a mistake. Okay, so going back to what I was saying, I've been on a lot of different type of shows. And one thing I've learned, like the famous Cinderella song goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. There was a time back in the day on YouTube, a lot of you guys might know this, YouTube was really for the blue collar people, the people like us, right? The people like us. YouTube has changed to the fact that now, you ever watch like CNN or Fox News? Every news anchor has an individual show on YouTube now. NFL, I love NFL, but every analyzer, everybody in NFL, singers are all, they do their shows on TV, cable networks. And they do it also on YouTube. And I get everybody has the right to do what they do, but it takes away from people like us. It really does. Like, you know what I mean? It's like watch a Thursday night football game. Everybody analyzes. Go to YouTube, type in every single name. They all have shows. Everybody's doing this. And, they're making hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, and they're also taking money from YouTube. And why that's important, why I'm bringing that up, because it takes away from us, the smaller people. There used to be a time that smaller channels were able to make it, right? Make it. If that's your goal, to make it in YouTube. Back then, you had a chance. Now it's all being like centered around big actors and singers, and they're all taking over, and everybody goes to them. And then what happens is YouTube know these are the hot people. You're a little guy. I'm sorry, Gypsy Road. You're a small guy. We're gonna push out these videos because they're big. They're already big, right? And it is, right? And now, Eric, why are you bringing this all up? Why are you bringing this all up? Why are you bringing up about? Yeah, we know, we know they're out there because what happens is these channels are now that are run. They're run by corporates now, right? Corporations, business. And what happens is if a little channel like my channel has grown over 50,000 subscribers. I am now trying to be pushed out by some of these other channels that have business. They're trying to push me out. One channel gave me a strike. And the funny thing about that strike was we were talking, we were friends, we were saying, this, and behind my back in the morning, bam. These big channels, they're trying to push you out. And it's sad. These other bigger channels listen. I had a conversation. I'm not going to name the channel who I'm talking about. I had a conversation. He's like, "Hey, one of your clips has a clip from my channel. I want it off." Like, hey, I respect that. I'm like, okay, no problem, man, no problem. I'll take it off if It's not like the old days. See, in the old days, my friend Danny Staton has been with me forever, for a long time, right? And Danny Staton would tell you back in the older days, when you're in a community, it's like I don't know if it's a brand new community or a great community, everybody shares. Everybody goes on each other's shows. We talk about, Danny would tell you, we'll talk about hearing stories about people seeing UFOs, Sasquatch, music, movies. We all share. We all had fun, all that. But what happens is some channels get bought out. Some channels get real big, and they want to become a gatekeeper where they once go on your show, no more, not you. Sorry. I'm sorry. And the main goal is to tear you down. I think a lot of it is the algorithm. I tell folks where to go to watch terms and channels getting bigger. Yeah. I mean, so it is like, and guys, Danny will back me up on this. I have personally seen people change because the greed of money. That's why I don't monetize my channel for ads. The only thing I turn on, if somebody wants to support me, they can subscribe to the channel. To me, that's respect. To me, that's I earn. I earn your trust for that. So any commercial that you see here, I don't get a dime. I just want you guys to know that. I had a co-host one time. Turned out that he was telling lies just to get views on his channel. He was greedy. He went too far. He was backstabbing people and friends and all that. It happens. Certain people, because now it's the Wild West, people, they start to become gatekeepers. I just got kicked out of a wrestling community for not liking Bad Bunny. So there you go. I mean, listen, everybody's got their taste in music. Like I don't talk a lot about halftime show because most of the time when the halftime show comes on, I've been so disconnect with NFL halftime shows because I felt that rock is gone. They get rid of they don't really have rock music no more. I think Prince is considered the last true maybe rock act. No Maroon 5, Coldplay, that shit is not rock. Don't bring up no Coldplay. Don't bring up no Maroon 5. So whoever they play during halftime, I don't care because I go make food, we'll eat. And of course, Super Bowl was big for me this year because I live in Seattle and the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. But so what I'm getting at is I've seen people personally change, and Danny would back me up on it. We've seen change. We've seen communities start fighting each other because they want to be the main channel. They want to be it. And what happens is stories come out are fake UFO stories, fake music stories, fake this. And then you notice, they'll create thumbnails like, it's the end of the world, people. It's the end of the world. I got a text. I don't know if this is you know what I mean? So so it's just it's sad to see. Listen, on this channel here, I had a guy who was a guest on my channel. We did a pre-recorded like top 5, songs. I respect his channel. He said he respected my channel, and we had a good time. He says, "Yeah, I'll invite you on my channel. We're going to talk about this." And then one day, a record company was like offering to sponsor my channel, and part of the sponsorship is they want me, the people that's on their label, they want me to interview, right? And I love interviewing people, and they want me to say positive things about an album. I said, well, hold on a second. Say positive, because they want this one guy that he's from the 80s and 90s. He remade an album. I'm not going to tell you the name of the artist. I won't do that. But the album sucks. I go, sorry, the album sucks. If you want me to interview, I will. You can talk about how to create the music. We'll have fun. But if you're asking me to say what I think of the album, I'm going to say I don't like it. Well, we can't have you that, because we got to have the host talk, what he feels about the album. We need you to be positive about it. I go, I can't be positive about it because it wasn't a good album to me. But all because I don't like an album, it doesn't mean you guys don't like it. So that's why, yeah, I'll have him on. We'll talk about it. But if I had to give my opinion, I'm going to say I don't like it. So, like, okay, we can't sign you. So he didn't sign me. So the guy on my show, they signed him. And ever since, never responds to my emails. Never wants to do a show. It's like, okay, all right. He got bought out by a gatekeeper. You could be positive. That sucks. Listen. I might not have to like the songs, but I love hearing what's your idea on making a song. When you go into a studio, there's so much interesting stuff that I could have done, but I'm just not going to give my opinion on the album on air with him. If I thought on the side, yeah. But I'm not going to lie, people. I'm not going to lie. And this person never called me back, never emailed me back. Got bought out by mass media. And apparently somebody who's close to him, a group, told me, yeah, the company told him that he's not allowed to conversate with me. That's what a gatekeeper does. That's horrible. Music studios release album, they still want to be gatekeepers, but like I said, it's a Wild West. Not all gatekeepers. I know Eddie Trunk talks about, we kind of need the gatekeepers back like that, because technically in the 80s, Eddie Trunk did work for a studio. He signed Ace Frehley and stuff like that. So he was part of the gatekeeper system. And the problem is, let's look at the gatekeepers in the 80s. Different times. So it was easier for gatekeepers to control on who they think you should like, or they see a band that's doing well, they'll jump on it and they try to sell it down your throat. But, we all talk about how grunge music killed the 80s, right? People always bring that up, right? That grunge killed. Gatekeepers helped to kill the 80s. They did. So these gatekeepers, right? You see this new music and they see it's kind of all right. This one band got very popular. People are really digging Nirvana, right? And there's room for every kind of music there is. But the gatekeepers decided, hey, we're going to jump ship. All these bands that we act like we care for, we're going to care for these bands. So the gatekeepers that people wanted were part of the reason that the music that we love kind of ended. And what I mean by ending it is a lot of these bands couldn't get signed, they got dropped, so we couldn't constantly get good music anymore. Because the gatekeepers decided that this is the new thing, and that's the problem with gatekeepers. Now, I'm not saying the Wild West is kind of better or not, but it's but in a lot of ways we have more of a voice. I would say we need fans that are ambassadors, but we don't need gatekeepers. They hold things close to the chest. And that's my point. Gatekeepers go for what's popular, where the money is, and they'll drop you like a bag of shit. And that's a fact. They'll drop you so goddamn fast. It's harder. We all know that it's harder for bands to get noticed. You know, it is. It is. There's nothing surrounds that. There's nothing that could change that. But that's why it takes all of us as a community to be honest and keep the music alive. You know, and if you like something, tell people. Now, you know, not everybody's gonna like everything. You know, Music Man, you know, if you put an album that you like from the 70s, 80s, 90s, an album from yesterday, you're going to get a group of people that love it. You're going to get a group of people that will crap on it just to do it. Just to do it. Right? Just to do it. So we all know there's a nasty, what we call keyboard warriors that are just going to crap on everything. And the problem is they're not really truly being honest. If I crap on something, it's because I don't like it. But that doesn't mean you don't have to like what I like. And that's what I hate about and Gatekeepers only likes you if you agree with them. Firehouse and Slaughter aren't in the same league as Dawkins and the Crew. You know what, my friend Chris? I was I got a live show coming up on this Sunday with Flickering Box. And we're going to get into some hardcore conversation about a statement like this, because part of the downfall of music are supergroups. And again, I'm not saying the supergroups didn't make good albums. So I'm not saying supergroups haven't made good albums. All right, okay. I mean, Slaughter, you know, Stick It to You, you know, decent album. Damn Yankees, you know, decent album. But they hurt the genre. Where Chris was saying Dawkins and Crew are on the same league. They're not, because the thing about Motley Crue and Dawkins, Twisted Sister, Rat, Poison, Metallica, Megadeth, Pantera, Anthrax, these bands all play clubs. They all paid their dues. Def Leppard, you know, their first show was out of high school, playing a high school gig. These bands, you know, they played live to earn their craft, to build their craft, to learn. And what happens with supergroups is a studio at that time in the late 80s to the 90s just wanted more. Just wanted, let's get the albums out. This is hot. Let's get all these albums out. Let's get them out. Gatekeepers. It's like, let's get this music out. Let's get it all out. Right? So supergroups, hey, Well, hey, I'm going to start a band. You want to get together? Yeah, let's get together. Right? And what happens is, and these supergroups already got a contract deal. Some of these groups will even tell you that they never played a gig until after the album's done. No, listen, I got nothing against Winger. Nothing against Winger. But Kip Winger will tell you they never played a club until an album was done. So there was never that craft started. There was never, like, Dawkins played the streets. Crew played the streets. There was, they built a following the right way, the true way. They just didn't walk into, here's your contract, make an album, let's make some money. It hurt the genre because that's when music kind of went this way. And listen, there used to be a time where an album had like 9 solid rock songs and 1 ballad. Perfect. But what happens is the Gatekeepers wanted less rock, more ballads, and the rock that they were doing, I don't know if you ever heard this, where they started to compress the guitars and stuff, where they started to turn down certain things. Even though it was rock, they were trying to make it more pop, but it's rock because they're using real instruments. I call it like in the box. The music's stopped being kind of raw. Like here's a good example, and this is no disrespect. Everybody knows I love Rat. But listen to Rat Out of the Cellar EP album, Invasion of Privacy, and listen to Detonator, where they went away from Bureau Hill, who recorded them like live and raw in a way, where Detonator was a whole new group where they compressed the music. They got Desmond Child. They went kind of like Bon Jovi, late Bon Jovi. They kind of compressed, try to studio it, try to make a pop so the album could sell more. And to me, that kind of hurt the genre because the rawness of a band was gone. It wasn't there. And again, I'm not putting down damn Yankees. I'm not putting down bad English. But supergroups were part of the problem. The last big groups were probably like Skid Row was probably like the last biggest group. They came out in 1989. Skid Row was like the last big signing, right? But the thing is about Skid Row, the reason they were so good, people loved them, they just didn't get signed right away. They were playing clubs. They were playing the clubs. They went through different singers. I mean, Skid Row was like the last true bar band that finally got signed. They were able to get Sebastian Bach from Canada, but they were a band that played clubs. They were like the last one. So it made sense on how huge Skid Row got. But other bands, man, I don't like this band. I'm going to quit. Hey, you want to quit? Your band broke up? Hey, let's put a band together. And they don't go out and play the streets and develop their craft, and they just get a contract deal, and the studios tell them what they want. More ballads. Got how we got Cherry Pie. What Music Man is talking about, Warrant finished their second album, Cherry Pie. They finished it. Cherry Pie wasn't a song on the album. It was going to be called Uncle Tom's Cabin, which Uncle Tom's Cabin is a kick-ass song. But the record company and the Gatekeeper says, hey, whoa. This album's a little bit more hard. There's a little bit more rock on this. We need an Aerosmith Love in an Elevator type of song on here to be released, for the album to be released. Jenny Lane had told this story. Cherry Pie wasn't even a thought process. That wasn't even going to be the cover. The cover of the Warrant album was going to be Uncle Tom's Cabin. But the studio Gatekeepers got involved. Cherry Pie. And Cherry Pie, unfortunately, is one of the songs that is considered that hurt the genre. Metallica is the perfect example of turning guitars down live and record. Yeah, you can say that, when Metallica did the Black Album, they turned it down. Inner. That's why listen, Metallica's a great band. But there's always gonna be that conversation. Are you a fan of all of Metallica, or are you a fan before the Black Album? Or are you a fan after? They're always gonna have that. And if somebody asks me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say I'm a fan of all their stuff. No, I'm a fan with everything that's before Master of Puppets. Justice for All, I had some things on it, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Injustice for All. I thought Master of Puppets and Below were the great albums. See, Pantera, the bar band. Yeah, that's why Pantera is still, I know they all passed away, and thank God Zakk Wylde is help. I guess they're a high price cover band in some sorts of way that Zakk Wylde wants the Pantera music to live on. Pantera, yeah, there's just something, right? And what was the difference between the raw sound? They weren't Gatekeepers yet in the early 80s. And listen, and I'm going to give you guys another example in a way. When Poison came out with the first album, Look What the Cat Dragged In, that album is considered one of the biggest independent release album ever. Poison released that album as technically they did like an independent deal, self-released, right? And because the success of the album, they've got signed. So, because since they were unable to get a record deal, they made it independent, and then Enigma Records, they funded a little bit, but they released it. But Poison owned almost the whole album. But then, because the success of it, they got signed by a major label, Capitol Records, through EMI. So they were independent, and they got with the studio with Gatekeepers. What's the difference between the two? I'll show you guys why bands at the time loved Gatekeepers. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Share screen. Okay. So Look What the Cat Dragged In is an independent album. Over 3 million copies. That's off of an independent album. That is fantastic. They got with a major company where they sell. Now when Poison earned everything they got with Look What the Cat Dragged In. They did their own, they had posters up. They did whatever they did to get the album. But now a major label got them. Gatekeepers got involved, got them out. 3 million up to 8 million copies. So what I'm getting at is I just use them as an example of independent. You can do great, fantastic things, but when you get a studio that finally likes behind you, that believes in you, they become your gatekeeper. You sell double the albums. Could they sell that much albums if they would have kept that one pure independent? I'm sure they made deals where I know Bret Michaels owns all the rights to the music. It was part of the deal when they When they finally got signed a major, well, I'm keeping this, I'm keeping this, I'm keeping this, which they earned. They earned through that. But what I'm getting at is the value of Gatekeepers is they'll make you more money. They'll make you more money. You know, that's probably one of the reasons why this channel here, we don't get a lot of sponsors. We don't actually, we got 0 sponsors. It's because I think they feel that this channel is too real. It's too real, right? I don't want a gatekeeper to tell me what to do, what not to do. I don't want that. I do this because I love it and I have fun. I have fun. This is why I do this. Right? Now, I know somebody's thinking, but Eric, everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price. Yeah, you're right. Everybody does have a price. My price is, you want to sponsor me? Fine. But you can't tell me what I can say, what I can't say. If you agree to that, sponsor it up. Let's do it. But you can't tell me to interview somebody and say an album's good, and if it wasn't, I won't do that. That's not what being real is about. So I know it's a different kind of a show today. And hold on a second. I was 20 in 1985. The problem is lots of metalheads from the 80s got old and died. I'm 60 now, and I like Dio says we're the last in line. And Danny's right, and that's why this channel's here, to keep those memories alive. I'm not here telling people not to listen to new music. If there's great new music, come to the community bar, say, hey, listen to this album. This is what we're here for. But we're here to keep the music alive. Because even though people say, you know, the 80s kind of got a re-bump, but it still is being made fun of. You know, the word hair metal, to a lot of people, is a degrading word. Only reason I named this channel Hair Metal Revolution is because I don't care what they call it. You want to call it stupid music? So be it. And I named this channel so people don't come if they hear, oh, I'm not going there. That's stupid music. Good. I don't want you here. So the title Hair Metal Revolution helps me to keep out the people who don't care about this music. I just want music lovers like you guys, like yourselves. You know? That's what's all about. And hey, Rock Rain, it's great to remind with others. Greenies from Finland. Oh man, I can't. Rock Rain, I got plans to visit Finland. I'm serious about that. It won't be this year. There's a couple other places I got to go to. But I am planning to take a military flight to Finland like next year or the year after. So Finland, I'm coming soon. Might not be 2026, but 2027, I'm going to visit the people of Finland. So I'll be coming soon. No, not soon, about a year. You know, new music is really awful. I heard better AI songs. You know, Danny, we made a on this channel here, we made a AI album. We made it. Hey, people, we made an AI album for fun. When I end this show, the outro is an AI generated song that I made. There's a full version of that song, but of course, in the outro, it's only like 39 seconds. Only like 39 seconds. So we made a hair metal album because there's nothing great out there. So if any one of you people, any one of you want to hear those great hair metal songs that I made, email me at hairmetalrevolution at gmail.com. And I'll send it to you. Sometimes I think, why did I just release all those songs on here for fun? Because there's this thing about AI that people hate so much or are afraid of. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not afraid of it. It's here, right? It's here, but people get so I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna put it up. But if anybody wants to hear the album that we made, email me and I'll send you all the songs. I really will. I think it was fun. Maybe I'll put all nice songs together in one video and I'll put it out. But I know there'll be a lot of people. Oh my God, you did AI, you created that. It was all for fun. I wanted to see how it works. We created lyrics, and people go crazy. But guys, this Sunday, Flittering Box, another great music channel. We're gonna be doing a live show this Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. The link's already up on my channel. Chris, Danny, Music Man. Whoa, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I guess the gatekeepers are trying to bring me down. They're trying to bring me down. They're trying to somehow I just popped off. But I want to see all you guys there on Sunday morning. Danny, if you could bring people from your network, bring everybody on a Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Music Man. Yes. Let me explain. Let me explain. Flickering Box loves Dawkins too. Loves Dawkins. So I decided to do a live show with him this Sunday, and I didn't want to call it Dawkins because it's his first time on. We're going to talk about all 80s music, and then we're going to dissect into Dawkins because Dawkins is a very interesting story about the band. And I mean, it's so I titled it where I removed the Dawkins. I titled it where I just called the show Hair Metal Revolution with Flickering Box. So we can have total open conversation. What? So you're saying I'm not gonna have Danny on the sidebar? I'm hurt, Danny. I'm hurt. This is a special show. So Music Man. So we're gonna get deep into Dawkins. I just titled it so we can talk about everything. So when people come, they just don't get angry like, all they're doing is talking about Dawkins. Or no. Hey, the title says Dawkins. Why are they talking about this? Why are they talking about that? We're going to talk about what made him love the music of the 80s, what bands, and then I got a lot of talking points. I want to talk to him about Dawkins. So Dawkins is going to be one of the main conversations this Sunday. All right. So man, so Sunday's going to be great. I love having a guest, and guys, the Flickering Box is a lot like me. He just loves the music, and he at one time had co-host where he would play music that he grew up on, and yet like a person, like a girl on there that maybe not have heard of it, to get that point of view. But because of Gatekeepers, because of you play this song, we're gonna take the video off. That kind of killed it. It's what we all deal with. And it's almost sucks because you're dealing with music studios that, listen, if they want to put a copyright where they collect the ad revenue, go for it. Hey, listen, I'm not making money. Take it. I'm all fine. But thing is, some of these will strike you, give you a strike, and try to get you off the channel. And again, it's sad that local channels are now. I have to talk to my guest because he has a tight schedule himself. He has a tight schedule. That's why we put it Sunday at noon. I mean at 10 a.m. Pacific, because his time schedule. So I'll ask him, Danny. I'll ask him. I just don't want to change the time if he can't make it, because that's why we made it for Sunday, because he works during the day where he can't come on if I did my show at 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. and all that. So guys, I hope this wasn't like a boring topic. I thought it was an important topic. One of the things you guys could trust me about is I love the music. I'm not gonna lie about it. So, I'll tell you the truth about some songs I like, songs I don't like. I would never sell out. I will never sell out to Gatekeepers. Again, I just dealt with one this week. You can't do this. You need to be on board like us. You can't buy me. I'm going to be me. And if that's going to shadow ban, and if people want more of news channels doing YouTube channels, think it's about artists. I love artists, but we all know not all artists are going to be honest about certain things in their life and all that. But hey, if that's what you want, you want all these famous people, and now they're on YouTube. You want to keep watching them? Go for it. The little people that are here, it's gonna be us that keeps the movie that keeps the music going. These corporations, Gatekeepers, these other channels that's so much about the money, they're not going to be the ones keeping the music going. It's going to be people like us. We're the one who buys the albums. We're the one who buys the streaming songs. We are the consumer. But a lot of times they treat us like shit. They treat us like crap. The true color shows. So beyond that, guys, I hope to see a lot of you on the live show on Sunday. I'll talk to my guest if he wants to move it up an hour. Or hey, Danny, how about this? Danny, my friend. I'll ask if he could do it an hour earlier. Would that be cool with you if we do it an hour earlier? So change the time to noon Pacific. Or maybe I'll do it 8 a.m., an hour before your thing. I'll see what I can do. That's all I could do. So beyond that, guys, I'll see you guys later. I enjoy talking to you all. You guys are all fantastic. You're all great. And again, we're taking the music back and giving it the respect that it deserves. Beyond that, I'll see you guys this Sunday.
I will build a brighter future for everyone.
We are the noise, the money.